Hey friends, so now we are moving forward to next module, and this is going to be focusing on text analysis. Or maybe in the other word, I can say that this is going to be focusing on NLP, natural language processing. Yes. Now, whenever you are coming into AI related concepts, natural language processing and how exactly your large language models are processing is something which is one of the most complex topics. And I hope you remember that when I have covered generative AI as a part of this particular course, we have focused on something like converting text into tokens and vectors, right? So if you understood that particular part, in this particular one, we are going to focus a little bit in depth of that particular thing. In this module, we will talk about two things. First, we'll introduce natural language processing concepts, and there are multiple things inside that which I want you to understand. And then we are going to focus on get started with text analysis in Azure. And in that, we'll see that how we can do this kind of activities in Microsoft Azure Foundry portal. Let's get started with the first thing, which is introduction to natural language processing concepts. Now, let me just start with one thing first, that when you're focusing on natural language processing, as you can see on the slide right now, we have a couple of concepts which we need to understand. The first thing which we are getting here is inferring. Now, inferring meaning from the text is something which is very important. Or in other words, we try to understand the context of that particular text. Basically, when you try to use natural language processing, you need to provide some input in the form of natural language, and then you need to process it in such a way that you understand the meaning of that, or sometimes you understand the intent of the user who's providing that particular text. Now, you can see right now, in order to do this thing, we use some simple technique, which is what we call text analysis. In text analysis, we try to fetch key terms extractions from the text which you have provided. We try to find out name entity recognition. So we'll try to find out what are the name entities which are there, which can be the name of a person, place, or a brand. We also try to do text classification, which is basically going to tell you that whether this text is trying to tell you something about some positive thing, some negative thing, or a neutral, something like a sentiment analysis. And we are also going to do summarization, which is very similar to maybe you have a multiple paragraphs and a lengthy blog kind of a thing. But in the summarization, you're going to have a very short snippet of that, which is basically like a moral of the story kind of a configuration. Now, in order to understand this thing, and before I show you the use cases, I have some kind of a sample text on my screen. You can see right now, we have a text like, Alex and I attended at Microsoft AI conference, and it was in Las Vegas on September 21st. When I'm saying this thing, it was a great opportunity to see the latest technology. The advanced AI technology are amazing. It's very exciting. Now, let's say this is an input text which we are providing. And if I do this thing, the key terms which will be identified and extracted from this will be AI conference, because that's what we are talking about. Great opportunity, latest technology, AI technology, and very exciting. And if I focus on the name entities, it will be Alex, which is basically a person, Microsoft, which is an organization, Las Vegas, which is a place, and September 21st, which is a date, which are basically the name entities which are extracted from this. Also, when we do text classification, it will say that this is actually having a positive sentiment associated with that, because the person is using words like excited, great opportunity, and like that. Finally, the summary of this particular text is going to be that Alex and I attended a Microsoft AI conference. It was great opportunity to see the latest technology. That's basically a cut short version of this paragraph. Now, where can you use this? That's an important question. And the answer of that is mentioned here. You can maybe use this thing for indexing your document for search and analysis, where we basically do not need a lot of content. We want some meaningful content. Redacting personally identifiable information. So sometimes you have to find out PII, personally identifiable information. So sometimes, now think about this scenarios, that sometimes you have to identify PII information, like a person's name, email ID, phone number, or address. Now, when you have this kind of details and you want to either remove it or you want to fetch it for a specific purpose, you can use this thing for intent predictions for chatbot and assistant, so that you can understand that what is an intent of the user who's trying to do a conversation with the chatbot. Then you can use it for spam filtering in email system. You can use it for social media analysis as well, for a specific type of post or a specific hashtags. You can also do this with article categorization on the website and feeds, so that you can find out a specific amount of data for a specific classification or a category. Now remember one thing, natural language processing is basically allowing us to take this power of processing that natural language text and then get a meaningful insight from this. Now, let's understand one more concept, which is known as text pre-processing. Now, if your question is how exactly this raw text is going to be processed using natural language text, then text pre-processing is going to help you in that. Let's understand one thing first, that this pre-processing is also divided into multiple parts. And you can see right now, when you're preparing text for analysis, it's going to go through this each phases one by one. And then we need to see what exactly happening in this. Like the first phase here is called tokenization, which is splitting that particular text into words and counting each word as a separate token. Now, this is something which you have seen maybe in my generative AI kind of a video, where we are using tokenization whenever we provide any input text. Now, when you do this thing, after tokenization, maybe you're going to focus on something called normalization, which is removing capitalization and punctuation from the text. Now, let's understand this thing a little bit more importantly with some kind of an example. So let's say I have an example like this. We have one particular statement which is saying that we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. Now, this sounds like a speech of one of the presidents, but yeah, this is basically what a text which we are trying to provide here. Now, when we try to do this thing, first, I want to make sure that it's going to find out some particular words associations with this. Now, you can see right now, this is one of the speech of John F. Kennedy when they have associated with some kind of a speech associations with the moon. And when I try to do this thing, it's also focusing on certain words here. When I process this thing, it's giving me a word like choose, go, moon, decade, easy, hard. And when you have these words, it's basically able to identify that out of these words, which words are verbs, which are noun, which are adjectives, and that's what they are trying to find out first. Also, maybe you have some other words like goal and serve and organize. Now, these is also nothing but your different nouns and verbs and adjectives are basically find out. Each of these words which are converted into tokens are going to be normalized with this kind of configuration first. After that is going to use stop word removal, which is basically going to exclude some common noise words, for example, the, a, it, and, because these words basically do not have any kind of a meaning associated with this. After this is going to do stemming and lemmatization. What is this? Well, this is going to consolidate word roots. For example, power and powered and powerful are basically going to be associated, because power is a root word which can be associated with your powered or powerful kind of a thing. Like same way in our case, we have so many words which are actually going to be associated like that. And then finally, it's going to focus on part of speech, which is basically called pause tagging, in which it's going to identify the words types, which can be verbs, nouns, and adjectives. Like I'm showing you here, some of the 12 words, which are showing you that this word is a verb, this one is a noun, and this is an adjective. Now, this pre-processing is going to prepare your raw text so that your models can analyze it effectively. When this happens, this is basically your pre-processing, which is happening when you do natural language processing. After this, what happens? Well, after this is going to do text analysis. And when you do text analysis, there are two different approaches which are there. You can see right now we have two different approaches. The left side one is what we call statistical analysis, and the right side one is the semantic model. Now, basically, I'm trying to compare here that how exactly statistical analysis is going to do text analysis and what my language model is actually going to do when it's converting those tokens into vectors. If you're focusing on generative AI, the right side one, which is basically a semantic models processing, is what which is happening in generative AI. While if you focus on the normal natural language processing, then it's going to do all the left side things which are under statistical analysis. Now let's understand this thing one by one. When I talk about statistical analysis or statistical approach of processing a language, we have to focus on multiple things like TF, term frequency. We focus on most common tokens indicate the key topics in the document. It's going to find out that what are those words or tokens which are commonly again and again reused inside the document. It's also going to focus on term frequency with inverse document, which is basically TF-IDF. What is this? Well, this is going to be a frequency in a single document relative to a frequency in all documents. So maybe one particular document is talking about one specific topic, while all other documents are talking about some other topics. Then you also focus on BO, which is bag of words. This is going to show you a frequency of words from a set of correlate to document classification. For example, you have a word like happy, great, fantastic. These all words are basically positive words. And once you have this bag of words, it will help you in sentiment analysis. Then you have a fourth one, which is basically called text rank, in which sentences relevance scoring is going to be available based on a common terms. For example, based on the page rank algorithm for the web search, or maybe commonly used for extractive summarization, well, extract the noun most relatively sentences associated with that. Now, when you do this thing, this is also something which has multiple types like extractive summarization and abstractive summarization. In extractive summarization, is going to use the exact same words which are used in your statistical analysis. While an abstractive one is basically going to use something like a moral of the story kind of a thing. It focuses on the context, but not going to use the exact same words. On the other hand, if you see the semantic models, this is processing that thing with the vectorized configuration. You can see right now that once you have a model, which is most of the time going to be a transformer model kind of an architecture, this is how your large language models are going to process your text. It's first of all going to convert each of this text into a specific tokens and vectors. You can see right now, I have a word dog, which is having a 0.8, 0.6, and 0.1. Then I have a word which is basically cat, which is showing you vector of 0.7, 0.5, 0.2. Now, when you have this kind of vectors available, you will be able to get the other vector values based on the processing of a LLM. How is it processing? If that is your question, see the screen right now, and I'm showing you one simple calculation. Like you can see, I have a vector of dog plus a younger dog is basically puppy. So when you go for this, there's a word young, which is basically having a values like 0.1, 0.1, and 0.3. When I do dog plus young, it's going to make puppy. So it's going to basically give me puppy is 0.9, 0.7, and 0.4. Same way, you can do cat plus young is a kitten, and then it's going to give you a kitten, which is basically a younger cat. And then you're getting a vector associations with this. Okay, now it's the time for a knowledge check. I want you to pause this video right now and then guess your answers. And after this, I'll reveal the answers. So take your time now, pause the video, and guess your answers. Okay, I hope you're ready. Now let's move forward to the first question. What is the purpose of tokenization? A very simple answer: to break down text into a smaller units for analysis. What is the following technique is used to determine the importance of the word in specific document within the context of larger context of document? Well, the answer is TF-IDF, as I say, term frequency and inverse document frequency. How frequently the word is used in a particular document and how frequently it's used in the rest of the documents. Then you have a third one, which is which of the following best describes the role of embedding vectors in natural language processing? The answer is they capture semantic token relationship in multiple dimensions. Like I was showing you in like cat and dog kind of an example.